Development Board, Industrial Development Board. I see that we have quorum is here. First thing up is let you know that Terry Fitzhugh is not with us tonight. His wife is in Vanderbilt having some medical issues. And I talked to Terry earlier today, and he said he could not leave at this point to come back. So that's where Terry's at this evening. All right, you have in front of you motions, reading of minutes of the last meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve those. Motion, Mr. French.
Second.
And I have a second. Right. Okay. Any discussion or changes? Hearing none, all those let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
I appreciate it. Payment of the bills, so you will notice in there that we do have the ID bills there, and you saw what we had before. I'll entertain a motion to approve that.
So moved.
I have a motion to approve paying of the bills. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, one other thing, we have I want to change the agenda a little bit, and we're going to go first the old business to Project Clearview. We have a visitor tonight that's going to bring you up to date on where Project Clearview is going. And before that, our illustrious county mayor for Stewart County is asked to say a word or two.
Thank you, guys. I'll make it real brief. I've got to get to another meeting back in the county, so I'd like to do that without a speeding ticket. So I asked Mr. Spurgeon to speak. It has been an absolute pleasure working with Ken and Rob and those guys, and with you guys. Mayor Brake and myself are also members of this board. We're not voting members of this board, but we're members of this board. And working with Mr. Spurgeon to bring to you some details tonight that is very exciting for both counties, and Cumberland City is very exciting for the board. We've had some things put before us in the last couple of years that weren't so exciting, right? We're dealing with that now. But the future of what's going on, they are proven. They will tell you the numbers in a little while, what they started off with and what they're here to now, and what they're looking forward to is very exciting for both counties. Thank you, guys. That was fun. That was one of my first, I don't know if it's called negotiations, but I'll go into it with Mr. Spurgeon any day of the week. But thank you, guys, and thank you, board, for listening, entertaining, and doing what you're doing for both counties. We understand that y'all work and you come in here and are not very well paid for it. You're put through a lot of criticism, but that at the end of the day, you've put our counties at the forefront, and that's showing in this deal that's happening. So thank you, and sorry to take up your time. I wish I could stay, but I got to go. Thank you, guys.
Sir.
Thank you.
That's fine.
It's 55. All right. At this point, I'd like to introduce to you regarding the closing of the sale of Project Clearview, Attorney Mark, is it Mamatoff?
Yes.
I got that right. That's a miracle. Would you come on up, sir?
Yes, where would you like me to stand?
How about if you would come right up here
Sure.
in that, and we can turn the lectern around for you.
I can get it.
So it comes out on
Yeah,
YouTube.
I can get it out.
I got it. Be too high.
Oh, wow.
Renee will grab that mic for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm Mark Mamatoff. I'm a lawyer. We're for a big law firm based in Nashville called Asbury & Sims, but I am in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I drove all over there today. I'm excited about that because I've not been to Houston County before, been to Stewart County to go to this battlefield. But thank you all for letting me be here today. And I know I have a funny last name. My dad was a professor at UT, and I love the balls, and I wanted to work in Knoxville. And so they let me open a small office there 35 years ago. So I've been doing this stuff for 5 years before that for 40 years. So And you're also probably wondering, why is this guy coming all the way over? I mean, there's only 2 or 3 of us in the state that do this tax abatement stuff. And the purchase and sale stuff, you guys worked that all out. Sid did a great job. That's all documented. You got your purchase contract, and that's going well. And they're trying to get that closed. But they want to make sure that they have the pilot in place, that they know that that'll get done. And I think I tend, because I'm a professor's kid, I tend to get in the weeds, so I'm going to try not to do that. You just tell me to shut up if I do. But just 2 reasons why this deal is a little bit more complicated than your average deal. Usually, when I'm doing a deal, you have a parcel of property, you build a new plant, and you just put that deal under a pilot agreement. And the way you have to do it in Tennessee is, you guys, I know you know this, but just remember that you have to own the property and lease it back to them. And the reason you have to do that is our Tennessee Constitution says everybody has to be treated equally, other than Industrial Development Board. So by putting it in your name is how people all over the state of Tennessee have done tax abatement for 50 years. And so that's why we have to do it that way. This deal is tricky for 2 reasons. One is this is a big expansion of an existing plant. That expansion is going to be attached to the existing plant, right? And so it's going to be on the existing tax parcel, and it's going to cross into the new parcel that they're buying from you guys. And right now, those are 2 different tax parcels, right? And so eventually, what they're going to need to do is consolidate them into one parcel, so it'll be one tax bill and all that sort of thing. And you won't have a property line running through the middle of the building, which I'm sure has some sort of setbacks on either side. So I don't know which one of y'all is in Cumberland City, but if we could talk to y'all afterwards how we get about that, we'd appreciate it. But anyway, so we got to work through the property line running through the middle of the building as part of this. And so the way, again, I didn't want to come, because we're going to ask y'all to have a special meeting to approve the pilot documents, because we want to close that at the same time as the loan. I mean, not the loan, the real estate purchase, but to put that in place. But I didn't want to come back to y'all in a couple of weeks and say, hey guys, because the expansion is on the existing tax parcel, the only way to do the abatement is to put the entire parcel back in the board's name. I think y'all actually owned this parcel years ago and did a pilot for it, but I just want to be really super clear. They're not asking for any abatement and should not get any for any existing facility or any existing equipment. We just have to do that as a technicality so that we can achieve abatement on the expansion. So I just didn't want to show up here and y'all like, what's this guy doing? He's putting the existing parcel under it. So that will be part of the deal, but no abatement on any existing equipment or the existing building. It's just going to be for the thing. I assume our assessor's not here tonight, but we will make sure that he or she understands what we're doing and that they can identify the additional cost for the expansion to do that. And so, so that is unique as well. And the other unique part of this, and as I mentioned, your purchase contract, and as Sid, I'm sure you all know this really well, so you don't want to sell them your nice piece of property and they not build. So you put in a clause in your purchase contract so that they don't build, we get that property back, right? Well, they can't go buy that lot, combine it with the other lot, so now it's just one parcel, and then convey it back to you if they don't build. They're moving forward. I don't want y'all to think they're not moving forward, but we need to protect you all and them, so we've got to keep the parcels separate until they're ready to break ground. And so we wouldn't actually do the lease until they're ready to break ground, what's called a pilot lease. So what we will do is, instead of actually like recording, convey the property back to you all and do all that sort of stuff, they'll just hold the property in their name and pay taxes on it just like normal until they're ready to break ground. At that point is when we would actually sign and record the pilot documents. But what we would be asking you all to do in a couple of weeks is to approve a very short agreement saying, yeah, when you're ready to go with construction, we're willing to do this pilot. And so those 2 features are, I mean, I've done hundreds of these deals now, and those are just a little bit, building across, a line is fairly unusual, but the purchase contract, makes it even a little bit more unusual. So, and the repurchase right. So, we just want to make sure, tell you all ahead of time how we were hoping to approach this. And if y'all have any concerns, questions, better to know now than, when we come back in a couple of weeks to ask. The only thing we're asking y'all to vote on tonight is to approve an assignment, and I think Sid passed around the resolution. They did the purchase contract in their parent company's name, and so obviously you all know who this is, obviously, and they're right there in the industrial park right now. So we want to have we want to assign the contract to your existing local folks, that are there. They have significant assets. They own the plant that's right there in Cumberland City. And so that way, everything would be in the same name, so that once they are ready to get going, and when they go to Cumberland City and ask to consolidate the lots, you won't have two different property owners. That just wouldn't work. And so, so we're asking you all to allow them to assign it. Their parent company is a big entity, and their parent company is even a bigger entity that everybody knows. And as I think Sid may mention, so we have Rob Spade here and Ken Smith. Both of them live here locally now, and they can, obviously you all know about this project and the people, but Ken in particular has been with me, he told me 10 years, and so he can tell you all about these are not a fly-by-night sort of, they've been there working, growing. I think he told me they started with 2 or 3 guys, and they're up to 100, and with some temporary employees, over 105 or so right now, roughly, yeah. And so, this will help them expand. They have no room in their plant to add more machinery, which is what they really need to do right now. And so this is a multi-phase expansion that long-term will create a number of jobs and will also ensure the vitality, this project here in Cumberland City. And I love that it's on the Stewart-Houston County line, so then I can tell people I've worked in both Stewart and Houston counties now, and so it'll be beneficial for both communities, both counties, and obviously Cumberland City. Questions? Does anyone? I know I rambled, but I hopefully just didn't want to surprise you all when we came with the documents, and I'm sure Rob and Ken would be glad to answer any questions you guys may have. The only thing we're asking you to vote on tonight is to approve the assignment so we get it in the right name.
I'll go ahead and interrupt here for a minute. I'll entertain a motion that we accept the change name resolution.
Second.
Okay, who made the motion? Okay, Phil. Okay, who? I'm going to do what predecessor did. Ray seconded. All right. Okay, therefore, this is a simple name change resolution to help this move forward. With that, any discussion on it? Hearing none, all those in favor, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries, the resolution is approved.
Here it is. You want to sign it while help me get the copies of that in my minutes.
More.
Okay.
Sign that too.
Send me 2 copies.
Date. Probably a good idea. Thank you. All right. The resolution is approved and signed. I would like for you, if you would, if you gentlemen don't mind coming up as well, and give them a kind of a thumbnail of what your vision is for this building. And I especially like when we talked that you started with 3 or 4, and then some years that you were up to 40, and now where you are, and you can't expand. If you put those numbers out, just for general information for the board, please.
I'll introduce myself again. Kel Smith, I've been plant manager for 3 years, been there 10 years, former production manager. And then Rob come down, Rob Spade, finance. He was in Florida, and he's up here with us now, helping us out for this. And he lives up here now too. So I live over in Stewart County, work in edge of Stewart, soon to be across the county line if we expand here. So right now, the past probably 2 or 3 years, we've been maxed out. We don't have any more room for growth internally in the plant. The plant was started by a private owner and expanded it. He started with 2 people. I still have those 2 people today employed there. And currently, our permanent head count stays around about 80, varies between 75 and 80 usually. And then we have 8 salary heads, and currently it varies, but anywhere from 20 to 30 temporary employees. being asked every day how we can get another piece of equipment in there to generate more revenue. So we would already be doing that if the building would allow for it. We just cannot fit anything else in the building. So, you know, to me, this is a must and a path forward. And, you know, really, I think it's a really good opportunity for the people in the community to add considerable jobs over the next few years. So we're owned by Hussman Corporation, which is owned by Panasonic Corporation. Hussman, since they acquired it, how long has it been, Rob? The Hussman. Yeah, see, we've had considerable investment in the plant. So Hussman's here to stay. They like the community, they like it here. They want, you know, they chose us. They looked at other areas. So I fought hard for the expansion here and not to move the jobs elsewhere. So and then this site finally won out. So you know, looking forward to it. I can't say enough. I wanted to thank them. I wish they were here, but both mayors have been very cooperative, very helpful through this transition. Just like getting the road paved, we really appreciate that in the park. You know, we bring glass trucks in daily and send glass trucks out, and the potholes were terrible and horrible. So I really appreciate the road improvements.
Good
Okay.
stuff.
Say, Rob?
Do you have any questions for them? I think this project that they're doing, and this is my assessment, is going to be beneficial for both counties. The amount of investment is significant, and I think we have a good partnership going, and look forward to that. With that, I need you to mark your calendar. We will not adjourn this meeting tonight. We will recess it until the 5th day of August. We'll meet at 5 o'clock, and that's what we're going to be doing the paperwork for this. So I need you to mark your calendars for August the 5th at 5 o'clock so we can meet back and do this. Anything else we need to do, gentlemen?
No, but just thank you. Say thank you again. Appreciate
We
you guys.
thank you. We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
We look forward to seeing you. Appreciate you all getting back together.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay. We'll move back up to the first one, the Dajan, the inspection of the property. I inspected the property along with our attorney and also our insurance individual. Our insurance coverage goes through August the 25th at 11:59 p.m. And the issue there is that Dajan now has to come up with their own insurance with that. They had asked us for a significant increase in the value of the building. I don't think it's, I can say is they do have equipment in the building of some type. Don't know what it is, but they do have significant items on the floor through there at the present time. Also, the lieu of taxes, what was the?
I just noted that on there that they are paying their taxes or have paid them, and on that insurance, like I said, on the 25th of August, if they hadn't got it, they'd be in default. And I spoke with Chris Cravens yesterday, and he's preparing the notice to give them that notify them if they don't have it, they'll be in default, and on that day. And so he's in the process of doing that, and you'll go ahead and give them that notice probably this week, before the end of the week.
Okay. Needless to say, it is important that they get their insurance on this because ours will drop and we will not have coverage on the building. And that's the reason for the letter, the fact that they could be in default. And so we're not sure exactly how that's going to play. We'll see how things go.
I have one thing I need to say about that. Okay, assuming that they don't pay that or have that insurance, which I'm gonna assume they may come in, I mean, they could come in and pay it off, pay us off and be done with us. If they want to, we'll have to convey the property to them under the contract. But, assuming that they don't do any of that, do you want to have, insurance on it? I think we're owed, you know, Renee, how much we're owed on that? That's how much you can insure it for, is how much you're owed on it. And I've,
800,000.
No, I don't have it wrote down.
it's somewhere in the
about
neighborhood of 800,000, I think.
Oh, okay.
But, if it comes to that day, the question's we need to answer that now as to whether or not, or maybe at the next meeting, we could bring it up again, but.
It'll be after the date, so we need to do it tonight.
So, as to whether or not, you want to get insurance if they don't. And if, because we can't meet all the time and we don't know, I think you need to get your chairman the authority to go ahead and, find out what the insurance is gonna cost and to meet with the insurance people and, have that set up and go ahead and sign paperwork for that insurance to be in effect, at 12 o'clock p.m. on August 25th, if that comes about. You don't want to be surprised by that, I don't think, and tornado come through that night and blow it away, so.
Make a motion to give the chairman, this body gives the chairman the authority to negotiate purchase insurance to cover our building if it's needed.
Okay, thank you. Mr. French seconded that. Is there comments on that? Anyone have any comments on?
Just to clarify, we can only buy what's owed due to we are a lender, not an owner.
Right.
Okay.
So I'll find out from the bank tomorrow what the amount is owed, and then so that'll be the amount. If it's 800,000 or somewhere real close to that, I'll go back and ask Teresa to identify what the insurance cost would be on that as well. And if they don't pay the insurance, I would move then at that point with your approval to make sure we've got the insurance coverage on it.
You won't be buying any insurance for them. That was the problem with that other arrangement we had.
Right.
You won't be buying any insurance for Days Inn. You'll just be insuring this board's insurable interest.
Right.
But if they do not buy insurance, they go default on the contract, is that right?
They do.
Defaulting on the contract?
That's an event of default.
What happens then?
That's a good question.
Well, we probably, that's one of the things we need to discuss between attorney-clients in private. I don't think we need to let them know what we're planning to do in advance. But you know, we would, you know, need to evict them or whatever, you know, whatever you decide to do. But we would be entitled to take action under the lease.
Okay.
And I don't foresee that happening with them having,
How much
$5
money?
billion in the building and property, and plus what they owe us, what they'd be paying us, and them default on it and let it go.
But the reason I asked is because if we buy insurance, that's happened, right? If we have to go buy insurance, they default.
That's true.
And that's why I asked.
It has to be.
And they'd be owing us the premium on that too. And I didn't mention, they owe, and they've always paid every time we've submitted a bill to them for my fees and Chris Craven's fees, for everything we've done. And, we're going to submit a bill to them before that day arrives as far as our fees to get you reimbursement for what you paid us.
But before we go any additional discussion, let me ask for a vote. All those in favor of giving me the authority to get the insurance if they default, I'll let it be known to say an aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right. Now back to the comments on that.
Just a question, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Just a question for you, Sid. Should we meet with Cravens before the deadline
already been prepared on that by giving them notice of default. They won't be in default until it happens, and then once they're in default, then we'll have to go into the contract and take the action that's allowed under the contract. So you really don't need to meet with him yet. It's all, but he and I have talked about it. We're planning for what needs to be done in advance, so that we're not surprised.
Okay, I propose that what we do is after we finish with the shipboard meeting, that we'll go into a client privilege meeting in which that no one won't be on tape or anything, so we can actually discuss what we might need to do with our attorney. So if that's okay with you, we'll do that right after we do the shipboard meeting. Is that okay? All right. The other item in the old business, the road repair. The road looks great, and I mean, obviously it was in dire need there. One of the things that I did when I was driving through it one day, just taking a look, there are some areas in which that when they turn the curve there, that the asphalt now being 6 inches high, it drops off pretty good. And so I talked to the Houston County Mayor, and I should have mentioned this to Boo when he's here, but the Houston County side of that, our road department's going to come in and build up the edge of the asphalt for us. It's not a big lot, but it's something that they're going to do. And if I can ask you, Stewart County representatives, if you can, ask if your county's road, when they're over, if they would do that. The next thing is I noticed that we also need maybe to stripe the road, so we've got lanes on the road. I talked to Joey about that. He went back to the company that hired and did the asphalt for us, and they will come back and they will stripe the road. Prices, I thought it was high, but I understand it's not. It's for the full striping of the road would cost us $6,300. And I don't know, personally I think we need to do it. I think that needs to be done. And if you're in agreement, if somebody will make a motion that we approve $6,300 for doing that, then we'll go back and get the contractor to come back and stripe the road for us.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second for that. Any discussion?
Would that also be striking the part that was not paid, so it's consistently striped all the way around?
I do not know, Randy. I think all they did, and I'm guessing, is that was what they put new asphalt on.
It just would seem that all of it should be done.
We can. When we call them, I'll just tell them it has to be the complete U, and when Joey gets back, so they'll start it and want to come around. If they charge us an extra couple hundred, can I approve that? Okay, all right. I'll try not to, but we'll see if we can do that. With that, I have a motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I'll move forward with taking care of that. All right, anything else under old business? New business, new prospects. I do not have one that I can bring to the board. I've heard of one, and the person is working with Stewart County Mayor, and maybe we'll know more in the next month, so we hope for. Anyone have anything else for the ID board? With that, we will recess then until August the 5th at 5 p.m. on there. The next meeting after that, we will have a change. It will be on Thursday instead of Tuesday. It will be August the 28th at 5 p.m. So please change your notice there. With that, the ID board is adjourned.
Recess.
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 Excuse me. didn't want to adjourn, I wanted to recess. Okay, call the shipboard to order here. Move down into that one. All right. I'm presuming all of you read the minutes and needing to pay the bills. I need for you to approve me transferring $92,950 to move the money for the payment that we paid for the board. So if I can have a motion to approve the minutes and the paying of the bills, including the transfer of the $92,000.
So moved.
Motion approved. I have a second. I have a second. Motion second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Thank you, folks. Okay, under old business, the signage for the entrance to the Houston Stewart roads. My thanks to Renee here. I sent her the names of the companies that were there. She went out and she got all of them. In fact, she even got the people that are using the place as a warehouse in there. She found them and tracked them down. But we have all of their graphics for the new signs. I sent that to the Fast Sign folks that are going to be doing that for us. So the graphics, I talked to Emily Churchman, who's our contact with Fast Signs. They're in the process of fabricating the signage now, and she will add that feature to it. And she was hoping she'd have the new design for us this afternoon, but they were not able to finish it in time. So we'll have the graphics for that coming back as well. In addition to that, just covering bases, when I first started into the signage, it was a matter of Googling who did sign what out there and contacting different companies, and I contacted a total of 3. The only one that really got back with me was the Fast Signs. The other companies, there was another one in Clarksville and one in Nixon. And they either didn't do it or they just weren't interested in doing the signage, I guess. I don't know. So that's just to let you know. And I put a note in the file just in case we should ever be asked about it. But it was underneath our requirements.
There, put that with the minutes so they'll be.
Okay, any other old business in the show? Do you have anything?
I don't have anything.
Okay, anybody have anything under old business? New business. I don't have anything under new business as well. We won't need to recess this one. We can adjourn this one, right?
This one can be adjourned.
Okay.
The same day, Bart.
All right. We'll change the next meeting date to August the 28th on there at 5:15. And with that one, we can adjourn this one. I'll entertain a motion that we adjourn.
Motion.
I have a motion, Mr. Field and Mr. French for a second on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Don't forget, mark your calendar, the 5th of August. We need to be here to sign the paperwork to keep peer review moving right along. Thank you much. Appreciate it.